Hello and welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Learn English with Podcast. Today we are talking about a very important topic. We are talking about being at school.
Hi everyone. Yes, today our topic is at school. We wanted to talk about this immediately because it is a big part of life. Everyone goes to school or went to school in the past.
Exactly. School is where we learn, where we meet friends, and sometimes where we feel a lot of stress.
That is so true. We are very happy you are listening today. We know that learning a language or learning anything at school can be really hard.
It can feel like climbing a big mountain, but do not worry. We are here with you. We want to help you feel good about school and learning.
Yes, we want to make it fun. School is actually a wonderful place if you look at it the right way.
I completely agree. So, get comfortable, relax, and let's talk about school life.
So, Mark, why is school so important? Sometimes students ask, why do I need to learn all these things?
That is a great question, Sarah. I like to think about school using a simple picture. Think about school like building a house.
Oh, building a house. I like that idea. Tell me more.
Well, when you build a house, you do not start with the roof. You start with the base. You put down the first stones in the ground.
Right. The base has to be very strong, or the house will fall down.
Exactly. In school, the base is the simple things you learn. The basic math, the basic reading, the basic grammar.
And what happens next?
Next, every day you go to school, every lesson you listen to is a new brick. You take one brick and you put it on the wall.
So, Monday is a brick, Tuesday is a brick.
Yes, and sometimes you do not see the whole house right away. You just see a small wall. You might think, this is boring. I am just putting bricks on a wall.
I remember feeling like that. I wanted the house to be finished immediately.
We all do, but building takes time. If you keep going, brick by brick, day by day, suddenly you have a beautiful, strong house.
And the house is your knowledge. It is everything you know.
Exactly. And when the wind blows, which means when you have a difficult test or a hard problem in life, your house is strong. It protects you.
That is a beautiful way to explain it, Mark. School gives you the bricks, but you are the builder. You have to do the work to build your own strong house.
Before we continue with our house of knowledge, we have a small request for our listeners.
Yes, if you are enjoying our podcast today, please take 1 second to click the like button.
It is a very small click for you, but it is a giant help for us. It tells us that you like what we do.
And please, subscribe to our channel or follow us on your podcast app. This way, you never miss a new episode.
We love creating these lessons for you. If you subscribe, our podcast family grows bigger.
Also, if you have a friend or a classmate who is learning English, please share this episode with them.
Sharing is caring. Thank you so much for your support. Now, let's get back to school.
Mark, we said earlier that school can be stressful. We want our listeners to know that everyone makes mistakes at school. Even us.
Oh, absolutely. I have made so many mistakes. I have had terrible days at school.
I think it helps to share these stories. It shows that it is normal to fail sometimes. Do you have a story to share?
I have a very embarrassing story from my first year of high school. It was an English class, actually.
Oh, no, an English class. What happened?
Well, our teacher gave us an important project. We had to stand up in front of the whole class and speak for 5 minutes about our favorite book.
5 minutes is a long time when you are standing in front of everyone.
It is a very long time. I chose a book, but the problem was I did not practice. I thought, I am smart. I can just talk without preparing.
Oh, that is a dangerous thought, Mark.
Very dangerous. So, the day comes. The teacher calls my name. Mark, it is your turn. I stood up and walked to the front of the room.
How did you feel in that moment?
My hands were sweating. My heart was beating so fast. Boom, boom, boom. I looked at all my classmates. They were all looking at me.
And what did you say?
Nothing. I completely forgot everything. My mind was empty. I stood there in silence for maybe 30 seconds. It felt like an hour.
Oh, poor Mark. That is a nightmare.
Then I panicked. Instead of speaking English, I started speaking Spanish. I do not even know Spanish very well. I just said, Hola, me llamo Mark. And then I stopped again.
No, you spoke Spanish in an English test?
Yes, the whole class started laughing. Even the teacher had to cover her mouth because she was laughing. My face was completely red. I walked back to my chair and wanted to disappear.
That is so hard. But you survived.
I survived, but I learned a big lesson about preparation. What about you, Sarah? Did you ever have a bad day at school?
Oh, yes. My story is about my first day at university. I moved to a new city, and the university campus was huge. It looked like a small town.
Big campuses can be very confusing.
Exactly. I had my map and I was trying to find my first class. It was supposed to be a basic literature class. Easy, right?
Sounds easy enough. Did you find the room?
I thought I did. I walked into room 304. I sat down in the middle of the room. I took out my new notebook and my new pen. I was ready to learn about books.
That sounds like a perfect start. What went wrong?
The professor walked in. He did not look like an English teacher. He was wearing a white laboratory coat.
A white coat? That is strange for a literature class.
Very strange. Then he turned on the projector, and the screen was full of complex mathematical numbers and chemical pictures.
Oh no, you were in the wrong room.
I was in advanced organic chemistry for final year students. I was in one 8-year-old girl who just wanted to read poetry.
Why didn't you just stand up and leave?
I was too shy. I was terrified. I thought if I stand up, everyone will look at me and know I made a mistake. So I stayed.
You stayed for the whole class?
Yes. I sat there for 90 minutes. I copied down the complex chemistry formulas in my notebook. I understood absolutely nothing. My brain hurt.
That is hilarious. What did you do when the class finished?
I ran out of the door as fast as possible. I completely missed my real literature class. I cried a little bit, but the next day, I asked someone for directions.
See, we all make mistakes. You went to the wrong class? I spoke Spanish in an English test. It is all part of the school experience.
Now that we have shared our embarrassing moments, let's give our listeners some good advice. We want to share some practical tips to help you at school.
Yes, we have a few special tricks. We gave them funny names so you can remember them easily. Sarah, what is our first tip today?
The first tip is called the front row magic.
The front row magic. That sounds interesting. What does it mean?
It is very simple. When you walk into a classroom, do not sit at the back. Always try to sit in the front row, close to the teacher.
But why? Many students love sitting at the back because they can hide, they can sleep, or look at their phones.
Exactly. That is the problem. If you sit at the back, it is easy to lose focus. If you sit in the front, it is magic. You can hear the teacher perfectly. You can see the board. And the teacher can see you, so you must pay attention.
That makes a lot of sense. If you sit in the front, you become part of the lesson. Okay, I have the next tip. I call it the brave hand.
The brave hand. I like the word brave. Does it mean I have to fight someone?
No fighting. Being brave at school means having the courage to ask questions. The brave hand is when you raise your hand up in the air to ask the teacher something.
Oh, I understand. But asking questions in front of the class is scary. What if my question is stupid?
There are no stupid questions. If you do not understand something, probably 5 other students also do not understand. When you use your brave hand and ask, you help yourself and you help your friends.
That is a great perspective. Be brave, raise your hand. Okay, my next tip is very practical. It is called the sticky note friend.
Sticky notes? Those little yellow pieces of paper with glue on the back?
Yes, exactly. They are your best friends for learning vocabulary. Here is what you do. When you learn a new word at school, write it on a sticky note. Then, put that note somewhere in your house where you look every day.
Like on the bathroom mirror?
Perfect. Put it on the mirror. Put it on the refrigerator door. Put it on your computer screen. Every time you brush your teeth or get a glass of water, you read the word.
That is brilliant. You learn the word without even trying, just by living in your house.
Exactly. It makes learning automatic. Okay, Mark, what is your next tip?
My next tip is for after school. It is called the 5-minute review.
Only 5 minutes? That sounds very easy. I like things that are quick.
It is very quick, but very powerful. When your class finishes, do not just close your book and run away. Wait for just 5 minutes. Look at the notes you just wrote. Read them again quickly while the lesson is still fresh in your mind.
Why does that help? If I just listen to the lesson for an hour, why do I need 5 more minutes?
Because the brain forgets things very fast. If you look at your notes immediately, your brain says, "Oh, this is important. I will keep this memory." If you wait until the next day to look at your notes, you will forget 50% of the lesson.
Wow, 50% is a lot to forget. So 5 quick minutes can save hours of studying later. I love it. We have one more tip, right?
Yes, the last tip. We call it the study buddy system.
A buddy is a friend, right?
Exactly. A study buddy is a friend you study with. School is much harder if you do it completely alone. You should find a classmate who wants to learn, just like you.
How do you use a study buddy?
You can meet after school or go to the library. You can ask each other questions. If you do not understand a math problem, maybe your buddy understands it. If your buddy forgets a grammar rule, you can explain it.
And it makes studying much more fun. You can talk, maybe have some coffee or a snack, and learn together.
2 brains are always better than 1 brain. So find a study buddy.
All right, it is time for one of my favorite parts of the show. It is time for the word tour.
Welcome to the Word Tour. This is where we take a few important words we use today, and we look at them closely. We make sure you understand exactly what they mean.
Let's start with a word that gives every student a little bit of anxiety. The word is assignment. Mark, how do you explain an assignment?
An assignment is a task or a piece of work that your teacher gives you to do. It can be homework, it can be an essay you have to write, or it can be a big project.
Right. So, if the teacher says, read chapter 4 tonight, that reading is your assignment.
Exactly. And assignments usually come with another important word. Our second word on the tour is deadline.
Oh, deadlines. They are scary. What is a deadline, Mark?
A deadline is the exact time or date when you must finish your assignment. It is the final limit.
So if the teacher says, give me your essay on Friday morning is the deadline.
Yes. If you give the essay on Friday afternoon, you miss the deadline, and the teacher might be angry.
That is true. Now, what is the action of giving the homework to the teacher? That is our third phrase. It is the phrasal verb to hand in.
To hand in. It simply means to give your finished assignment to the teacher. You take the paper in your hand and you give it to them.
For example, I need to hand in my history project before the deadline.
Perfect example. Okay, our fourth word is a very friendly word. We used it when talking about the study buddy. The word is classmate.
A classmate is simply a person who is in the same class as you at school.
Yes, they are your colleagues at school. You sit next to your classmates. You listen to the same teacher. And hopefully, you become friends with your classmates.
Now, let's look at one final phrase. This is something you should not do. The phrase is to skip class.
To skip class. This means you do not go to your lesson when you are supposed to go. You stay home, or you go to the park instead of going to school.
It is like deciding to hide from your responsibilities. If you skip class, you miss the lesson and you do not learn.
Sometimes students skip class because they did not do their assignment, or they forgot about a test. But it is always a bad idea.
Yes, because then you have double the work later. So, do not skip class. Go to school, see your classmates, and hand in your assignments before the deadline.
Wow, you used all the words in one sentence, Sarah. Excellent job.
We are almost at the end of our episode about school. Let's do a very quick recap of our tips so our listeners remember them.
Good idea. Remember our 5 tips. First, the front row magic. Sit at the front of the class. Second, the brave hand. Do not be afraid to ask questions.
Third, the sticky note friend. Write new words on colorful paper and put them around your house. Fourth, the 5-minute review. Read your notes immediately after class.
And fifth, the study buddy system. Find a good friend to study with. If you do these things, building your house of knowledge will be much easier.
Now, it is time for our final challenge. Every episode, we want to give you a tiny goal, something very small you can do today.
What is the tiny goal for today, Sarah?
Today's tiny goal is about vocabulary. I want you to take just one new word from today's episode. Just one. Maybe deadline, maybe classmate, or maybe assignment.
And what should they do with this word?
I want you to try the sticky note friend tip. Write that one word on a piece of paper. You don't even need a real sticky note. Just tape a piece of paper to your mirror or your fridge.
Leave it there for the rest of the week. Look at it every day. By Sunday, that word will be a strong brick in your English house forever.
That is a great challenge. It takes only 1 minute, but it is very useful.
Well, my friends, that brings us to the end of today's lesson. We hope you enjoyed talking about school with us today.
We loved having you here. Remember, making mistakes is normal. Building a house takes time, and learning a language takes time too. Just keep adding your bricks.
Before we go, we have a question for you. We want to read your answers in the comments section below. Our question is, what was or what is your favorite subject at school?
Oh, good question. Is it math? Is it history? Is it English? Write a comment and tell us your favorite subject and why you like it. We will read all the comments.
Thank you again for listening to Learn English with Podcast. Keep studying, keep smiling, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day at school or at work.